whole bunch of takeaways. I'm just gonna try to go through them really quickly. But before I start, I just want to say that, like, what my process usually is I take my notes, and then I have like a separate little envelope or something to write my takeaways. And I was just like, envelope, notebook, envelope, notebook, envelope, notebook, until I got to the point where I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop writing and just listen. Because I felt like if I'm writing, I'm not listening. And I didn't want to miss a bit, because this was just an awesome word that you brought forth. Just an awesome word. Just so full of knowledge and wisdom and nuggets. And I just felt like, let me just put this pen down because I don't want to miss a thing. So I'm just going to have to go to the video and listen to it again, so then I can take my detailed notes. But just a few things I took away. One, when you take your seat, you haven't arrived. The work is not done. What do you do in your seat? It's the seat of authority. And who are you serving when you're in that seat? Whose agenda are you promoting when you're in your seat of authority? So that's something that we really have to focus on. Once we get in our seat, we have to make sure that, this seat of authority that we're sitting, we're promoting God's agenda. And we don't get into our seat and then begin to promote our agenda. So we have to remember the purpose of us being in that seat. Okay, another one, I want to say that it was confirmation for me, because, I like to help people. And a lot of times, my family, they'll tell me, oh, you're doing too much for other people, you're messing yourself up. So, and sometimes I'm like, am I doing too much? Am I doing too much? But I know Pastor Roger, he spoke a couple of weeks ago about when we are in a position of service and when we serve others, that's what you do. You serve until the serving is done. And we know serving is never done. Amen. So you just serve and you serve and you serve. And, you were saying today, Sister Paula, that he said that every seat has a cost. And if you are serving, sometimes it will be to the detriment of yourself. But, but God, He's going to provide whatever we lack or whatever we lose in giving and serving, He's going to refill us. We won't, and I don't even want to say what we lack, because there's not going to be a lack when we're serving Him. But whatever we may think that, we're falling short on, the Lord, He's taking care of us, and He will make sure that we are okay in our service to Him. And that in that sacrifice, every seed has a cost, there's a sacrifice. We know that, people, they come and go in our lives for a season. And maybe their season is over. Maybe it's time for them to leave. So maybe what we see as a sacrifice in losing somebody, it's not really a sacrifice. It's just that season for them to be in our lives, they've served their purpose, and now it's time for them to go. It's time for, when we go from here to there. Not everybody can go there with us. We have to leave some people in the here.
That's right.
Okay, almost done. And and also when we go from here to there, sometimes the there that we have arrived in, sometimes at one point it's going to become the new here, and it's going to be time to move on. So when you were saying, purpose to purpose, destiny to destinies, the here to there, when the there becomes the new here, don't be complacent. Don't be, like you said, in the comfort zone. You're going to have to move out of that comfort zone to start transitioning into your new there.
Amen.
And then, okay, I'm not going to be too much longer. The last thing was when you said correction in love.
Yes.
Woo! Because there are times when, I know I'm not the only one, when we do something or we say something, and then the Lord comes and He convicts us.
Yes.
And we, you don't like this, you don't like it. I mean, our flesh tells us, I don't like this. But in love, correction in love. Just like those of us who are parents, we correct our children in love. We don't correct them because we want to hurt them or harm them. We do it out of a place of love. We do it for them because there's a lesson in it. It'll teach them something and help them learn and progress and move forward. And it reminded me, I don't even know if you remember this, but when I spoke earlier about the familiarity that I feel with you, that sometimes I have to take a step back and say, but remember the respect.
That's right.
That's right.
And I remember there was one time when you had called, Sister Paula, Elder Paula had called me, and I looked at the phone, and then I saw that it was you, and I answered, and I said, hey, girl, how you doing? And this is what she said. She said, hello, Kenya. This is Elder Paula.
Yep.
And I was like, okay. I was like, hello, Elder Paula.
Yes.
And correction in love. And it wasn't, she wasn't
Just a slight rebuke.
just you know, in her regalness, in her majesty. Hello, Kenya.
Yes.
This is Elder Paula. And I was corrected, exclamation point. And I said, in my head, I was like, yes, walk in your authority. Walk, you were taking your seat. And you were reminding. We have to remind people. When we are in our seat of authority, sometimes we just have to remind people that, you know, this is who I am, this is who I'm serving, there's a reason I'm here. Recognize that, like you said, Miss Cook, you have to let people know who you are, what your purpose is, that you're not just, you know, Joe Schmo just here along for the ride, but there's a reason that you are in the seat of authority.
Amen.
Okay.
I'll take it.